Between, it is Monday morning. Well, if you call 10:30 morning, I've been up for a while. I'm going to be doing episode 2. It is a weekend in the life. I don't have anything like super crazy going on like my last adventure with the fat bike and the skis, but I'm going to do some good training. Just kind of give you a glimpse into what goes on in the little town of Salida and what I do for my 3 days off a week. Today it is sweet spot training. I've been doing a lot of that lately now that it's kind of base training season. I'm going to do some single speed, well, not intervals. I'm going to replace a trainer road interval workout with one long sweet spot interval today. So the workout is 5 10-minute intervals somewhere in the neighborhood of like 205 to 215 watts depending on the interval. So I'm going to just aim for an average in that range, going up Ute Trail, which is 175, County Road 175, going north out of Salida. I've got the Quark power meter on the single speed, belt drive. You guys have all seen this. RS1 fork. Just, it's a pretty simple setup. I've got a tube and a little tool kit there in my saddle. Trying out this Ergon women's saddle. It's pretty cool. I don't like it quite as much as my power saddle that I put on everything else, but I think it's still a good saddle. And if you're looking for something different, it's definitely worth trying out because it is a very well designed saddle. Not too padded, pretty firm, pretty wide, nice cutout. The coolest thing that I think I have for today's training ride, since I'm going to be going straight uphill and then coming straight downhill, is this J-Pack Barito bag. You can't get them now because they're sold out, and they've been that way for a hot minute, but whenever they come back in stock, I highly recommend it. It's way smaller than your normal handlebar roll that you would bike pack with, but it is just right for my Big Agnes jacket and a set of extra warm gloves. So when I get to the top and I cool down just a little bit, I'm going to pull the jacket out, change gloves, put dry, warm gloves on, and head back into town. That's really it. That's the training mule for today. And this is a turnaround. And an hour and 5 minutes. back home, and it was a pretty good trip down. There's definitely some death gravel on the lower half of the descent. I've made it down okay though. Only froze my hands a little bit. Not really froze them. I just have that whole Raynaud's thing going on, so I lose circulation, and it sucks a little bit. But all in all, pretty good. Should have eaten a little bit more. Yeah, I bundled way up. Should have eaten a little bit more at the start. Definitely died off a little bit at the end of my interval, but all in all, pretty good. Time for food. This is the exciting part of training day, where I sit around and don't do a whole lot, but eat and use my computer. Right now, I'm working on doing some PR work for Salida Mountain Trails. I signed up to be their PR person just a couple of months ago, back in December, and I've been working on that since then. it's a good day off activity. So I basically put together the newsletter that goes out to the email list. If you want to see that, you can go to SalidaMountainTrails.org and sign up for the list, and you will get hand-curated updates about once a month. Not very often. We don't give the information to anybody. If you're interested in what's happening in Salida trail-wise. But pretty much just put together a mass email. I sent that out, and now I'm taking all of the high points of the email and scheduling them as Facebook posts for Salida Mountain Trails. We've got a fun run, or a marathon coming up. We've got the Giddy Up Film Tour. I'm going to be presenting there since I'm their PR person. Just some cool stuff, kind of low-key. That's what happens on days off. Train hard and then rest. Now we have the extra exciting part of social media-ing and PRing is I'm going to go through the video that I've shot. Those skiing ones are from last week. They're pretty good. But starting here and ending with the dog walk I just did, I'm going to pull a few screenshots out because I need to have some stuff for myself, kind of promote this. So like some preview-ish type stuff to put on Instagram. I put photos of the area on Facebook for the 7,000 Feet Running Company as part of being sponsored by them. And I also will pull a few out for Salida Mountain Trails for their Instagram page. So the fun continues. It's time to make cookies and drink wine and listen to Lady Gaga radio.
God damn.
Matt's home.
Dry Lucy's back. Hips back a little bit. Crab walk towards me and then walk forward 10. Exactly. Stop right there and back.
Back is where it's hard.
Just hips up all the way. There you go. Put your hands up to a line arm. And do some circles with the hips.
Stand up. Squat down. Climbing up Droney Gulch with this Taylor Finney looking motherfucker.
We out here riding wheelies for the gram.
Careful, there's some ice for the gram. This is a Tuesday afternoon activity. Walking the dog and going to cut apart a piece of driftwood to decorate with or something. I don't know what kind of arts and crafts this fucker wants to do with driftwood, but we're gonna go cut some driftwood.
See, if you just act like you should be doing something and you do it, then usually people don't question you.
Just walking through downtown Salida with a log. Matt and I were just talking about how... Oh, so this is what we're doing with the driftwood, by the way. I didn't know. It's going right here by the house.
This is coming down.
I'm gonna take that down because we don't own a television. Don't want one. Don't need one. There's lots of stuff here to do without one. Like going and cutting up old dried up pieces of lumber for yard projects. We're gonna mount that bike frame.
Nope.
Oh, you're not gonna use that as a hose hanger?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. That used to be our hose hanger and it fell off the house, so...
It's too high.
Yeah, it was too high up too. It was like Matt's size, not my size. We're gonna mount the hose to that somehow.
I have a plan.
I know. You always have a plan.
So.
And then there's this motion light, solar powered. Gonna go right there to light up the backyard. Maybe it'll keep the deer away because, like you saw at the beginning of the video, Salida has a problem with deer. They go, like they're not really afraid of people unless you throw rocks at them. And they just poop all over your yard. Like they just get in the yard and they just poop everywhere. You can see there's an immense amount of deer poop all over the place. And they're not like healthy deer. They're like kind of fat and scraggly. Like there's another pile. There's another pile. There's more. It's just kind of all over the place. Just lots and lots of deer poop. And I was talking about how I really want to put some food type plants in this bed, but I can't because the deer will come over and eat it. And so my solution was to just kill a deer on this porch and just leave its corpse to rot as a message to all the other deer to stay away. And then that would attract predators to the yard because they would come and, you know, like coyotes and stuff would come and like scavenge off of it, and that would keep the deer away as well. So, I mean, it's a twofold plan. It's a message and it's a draw to predators.
What we're doing today is we're searching for a frowning Andrea. It's a very rare thing, but I think I know just the place to find her. What we're going to do is we're gonna peek in and see if we can find a frowning Andrea. Crocky, mate, I think we found one. I don't think we should piss with her. She looks like she'd fuck you up right proper. Alright, well, we found a frowning Andrea. We should back away. You rarely only see that if you're her competitor, and she is bludgeoning you to death with her watt cannons.
That wind. I got it on film. bit. I was going to do a little video that I could speed up and get all fancy while I was like working on these two bikes, but I got really distressed that I had lost the hidden chainring bolt to go in this crank. I know it looks weird, but that is correct. And I forgot to do any of it, so this bike is for sale. It's a Trek Boon, a 52 centimeter, 10 speed, i9 tubeless wheels. You know, the parts on it are slightly dated, but they all work really well. There's lots of life on the drivetrain. Basically, it's a really good cyclocross race bike. It's pretty light. I did put some V-brakes on it because I like them better than cantilever brakes. They work really well. They're road pad holders on there, so if you want to put carbon rims on it, you can put your carbon brake pads in there and they still work. All in all, it's a really good bike, and it's going to be for sale. I'm going to list it on eBay at $1,800. You know, really, like, if you wanted to throw me like 14 or 15 plus some shipping, you know, we could talk about that. So yeah, that's for sale. I was doing that crank swap. What's really cool is I took the Praxis crank that came on the Ibis, and I put my road cork on it. So that was on the Boon, and I've swapped that back to a regular SRAM crank on the Boon. So I've got a cork and a SRAM chainring. I took the Praxis wavering off. I didn't really like it, and so when I had the chance to go with you know, a SRAM ring on that power meter, I don't think I'm going to use this. It just drags, like the chain, it's gotten better since I've ridden it some, but the chain would like pick up a little bit on the bottom as it should be letting go, and I just didn't really like it. So that'll probably go on eBay, since I just told you all that I didn't like it and it didn't work that well. It did retain a chain. I mean, I'm not going to say it ever dropped a chain, but it retained it very hard. So that's what I've been doing. Just set up my work stand in here with everything else. I got to put that saddle on the Boon. If you're interested in the Boon, it's a great bike. It's super light. It's lighter than any of the bikes out there that have disc brakes on them, which is why a lot of people still like rim brakes. Other than mud clearance, the V-brakes are definitely a lot stronger than cantilever brakes. I think we've talked about it on JRA before, but yeah, bike for sale. Awesome bike. The ISO speed decoupler makes it ride like a titanium bike. Those are 33C tires on there, I think. I think I've had as big of as a 35 on it, and it works okay. I wouldn't go any bigger. I'm not going to tell you that it fits 40s because it doesn't. You know, it's a race bike. It's a cyclocross bike. You can definitely race gravel road stuff on it. You know, the fit was really good for me. It's a super nice bike. I just wanted something with a tiny bit more bite, and a tiny bit more brake. You know, something more for like bombing down long gravel roads than bombing down a cyclocross course. So yeah, have at it. I'm just getting back from the there's Marley, but just getting back from a little errand running. We went to the local thrift shop, which is awesome, and I found a new flannel shirt, and it's perfect. I knew if I kept going and kept looking, highlight of my weekend right there. Oops. But snack time. So this is my exciting afternoon snack. It would be like super goofy and a little like basic to just say I had cheese and crackers, but if you add the spicy mustard and a glass of red wine, it's Euro. Just remember that, people.